Hello, it's Emma at Cognected again. Just want to quickly go through, following on from top tips of good sleep and how to use a sleep diary to help track your current sleeping patterns and your progress with changing sleeping behaviours. So what I wanted to show you is if you Google daily sleep diary and NHS, up will come, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, hopefully I'm in the right position for you to see that. The NHS have got a free PDF downloadable sleep diary, and this is what we would usually use with patients and clients in sessions to help look at the baseline of their current sleep behaviours. So if I just run through it with you now, so it says complete the diary each morning, and you can start at any point, so it says day 1 to 7. So for example, tomorrow morning you could use this diary, and it asks you to firstly enter the weekday, and put down at what time did you go to bed last night. So the moment that you entered your bed the first time, so you put that in there. After settling down, how long did it take you to fall asleep? So a bit like my patient from the first video, she got into bed at 11, so number one, 11 o'clock, and she didn't get to sleep till 2 o'clock. So you put the time that you actually managed to fall asleep, or the first time you managed to fall asleep. Number 3, after falling asleep, how many times did you wake up in the night? So lots of patients come to me and they might not have a problem with necessarily falling asleep, but staying asleep is a problem. Sometimes waking up maybe 5-6 times at night time, so having that real broken sleep. So log in there how many times you woke up is important. After falling asleep, how long were you awake during the night in total? So this one is kind of how many amounts of time when you woke up were you not being able to fall asleep by, and putting the total in box 4. At what time did you finally wake up? So again, your last point that you woke up. So my client hopefully is waking up at 7, but if she got up and woke up at 2 and didn't manage to fall back to sleep, she would put that in there. At what time did you actually get up? So you might wake up at 7 and stay in bed and go on your phone or do other things and not get out of bed till 9, or perhaps snooze for a bit. So the exact time that you actually physically got out of bed to start the day will go in there. How long did you spend in bed last night, from first getting in to finally getting up? So again, that first point into bed and last point out, so we get an idea of the duration of time that you've been in bed. And lastly, how would you rate your sleep? So it's a scale of 1 to 5, from very poor to very good. So this will be a really good way of exploring what your current sleep patterns are at the moment. In the top tips to good sleep video, I mentioned about staying in bed, and I guess I didn't touch on perhaps when you're staying in bed when you wake up. So it might be that you wake up in the morning and you decide to have some long periods of time lying in bed. So that time there is still recharging your battery, because it's putting you in a state of relaxation. So if you're having trouble still getting to sleep or waking up during the night, it's important to get up at the time that you say you're going to get up by, and not spending any time resting in bed as well. So that's the sleep diary. So there are lots of sleep apps that you can use as well if you'd prefer electronic version. But if you wanted just a quick version that you want to use now, then I'd really recommend having a go at this one, and keeping a record for ideally a week to see what your current patterns are, and be curious. So on the days that sleep is particularly bad, referring back to our sleep tips, are there changes in some of the things you're doing, and do they link in with the worse nights of sleep? And hopefully when you start to use the sleep tips, some of these things you'll start shifting and moving. So for example, a patient that was waking up kind of lots of times during the night to have a wee, we decided that limiting liquids, limiting drinks to kind of a couple of hours before bedtime meant that he was less likely to wake up to need a wee. So actually he went from waking up 5 times to only 1 time in the night. So it might not be a miracle quick change overnight, but it's small sustainable changes that will hopefully stick around. At the bottom of the PDF from the NHS website, there are 10 rules for improving your sleep hygiene or sleep habits, which are pretty much the ones that we've gone through in a lot of detail, but it's just documented there in a nice clear way. So Thoroughly recommend that you download this to supplement the part 1 10 top tips for good sleep. I would love to hear how you're getting on. If you've got any questions, if you'd like any help with helping with your sleep habits, then do comment. Please share with people that you feel might benefit from the videos, and let's see what we can do to help each other. Thank you.